Hey everybody, this is Devin with HDpiano.com, and in today's video we're going to check out Gravity, an older number by Sara Bareilles, but I'm happy to be bringing it back. We're going to look at the intro and first verse in this video, and it looks like this. One, two, three, four. One, two, that's the intro. All right, so there you have it. That's what we're going to check out in this video, and the rest of the videos can be found over at HDpiano.com, where I'll be going through the whole song. So this video will set us up with the kind of knowledge of the verse. We'll talk about the chords, and of course, learn the piano part. But before we get into that, I am curious. I got a question for you guys. Have any of you had the privilege of seeing Sara Bareilles perform live? I saw her about 5 or 6 years ago when I was in college back in Boston, and it was a very memorable show, and I thought her energy was amazing, and I'd be curious to hear what stories you guys might have of seeing her perform live, because she's certainly an incredible singer-songwriter, but also an incredible performer. All right, let's dive right in. So our intro is pretty simple, and we come in with this very sparse, almost like bell tones on the piano. That's a D and a G above middle C. All right, from there, that's on beat. That comes in on the and of 2. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, and then we land on 1 with a C first inversion chord. So we've got an E and a G in the left hand, and in my right hand, my thumb is on C. Now that's beat 1, and then on the and of 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I'm going to add an E to my right hand, so I'm playing C and E. And my left hand is playing F and A. And this is kind of a recurring theme throughout the song. C over E to F major 7. It's at the end of each verse phrase, and it's here in the intro. So far, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Strings swell in, those nice fake strings. Now we do the same thing, but it's a slightly thicker voicing. Our first chord. Keep an E and G in the left hand, but we're playing B, C, and E in the right hand. And then we follow that up with the same F major 7 chord. All right, that's 2 notes in the left, 2 notes in the right. That's it. That's the intro, my friends. But wait, there's more. All right, the verse comes in. D minor 7. Something always brings me back to you. All right, so right there we had D minor 7 with an E in there, which is like the 9. So we've got D in the left, C, E, and F, and we're holding this for a whole measure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we play this G9 chord, and she plays that A. It almost sounds like an accident, but I thought I'd show you guys because it's kind of charming. I feel like it's kind of an awkward note for this chord, but I like it. So we've got G in the left, B, F, and an A on top. Hold that for a measure. And then we've got C over E, so just an E this time in the left, and G, C, and E in the right hand. Never takes too long. All right, and right there we've got our typical... That's exactly copied from the second time of the intro, right? Same voicings. All right, so let's try those 4 measures of the verse one more time. Something always brings me back to you. C over E. It never takes too long. All right, moving on. We've got kind of like a D minor 11 now. That's D in the left and C, F, and G. For a full measure. No matter what I say or do to just a basic G7 here, That's G in the left, B, F, and G in the right. Another full measure of that. I still feel you here to the moment I'm gone. All right. So we had C over E, and that's E in the left, G, C, D in the right. I still feel you here. And then that's our typical recurring motif there. C over E to F major 7. But in this case, we've got just single notes in the left hand, E to F, and we're going to play the melody. So that's starting with G and B in the right, B, C, E, and then holding that G, and then on the and of 2, landing with the right, G, A, and F. Sorry, G, A, and C. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. And then we're into the second verse. Sorry, not the second verse, but the second half of the first verse, which the piano part gets a little more complicated, so I'm going to leave it here for now. But the rest of those videos are over at HDpiano.com. What I am going to do is play through the whole thing a little bit slower, and I'll talk you guys through it as we go. And I just want you guys to pay special attention to the chords and know that this form will get us through all the remaining verses. And essentially what I'm teaching from this point on out when it comes to verses is just, variations of the same chords and how we can kind of take these basic chords and obviously play them very simply like we are right here. But, develop them and play them a little more, throw a little more energy, a little more dynamics in there, a few more lines, a few more tricks, and that kind of helps push the song forward because obviously it starts off very chill, but it certainly reaches its peaks in points and brings the heat, no doubt. There's some serious passion and emotion going on behind this song. So let's check out the intro and first half of the first verse. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strings swell in, and here she comes. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D minor 11. G7. C add 9 over E. And here's our little melody moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And we're into the second verse. Sorry, I said that again. The second half of the verse. And you'll notice here already the chord is getting a little thicker, right? We've got 2 notes on the left, D, F, and A in the right. We started here, and we're here, so you can already feel there's more notes coming in, it's building, there's some growth happening. And so in the next video, I'll be showing you guys the rest of the first verse as well as the second verse. That way we can just focus on the verse in the next video, and then follow that up with the chorus, the bridge, and the ending. All right. So that's all I've got for you in this video. We'll see you over at part 2 at HDpiano.com. In the meantime, give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/HDpiano. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at HDpiano. And if you tweet at us and hashtag HD requests, we'll make a note of other songs that you want us to teach. And hopefully we can make them available in our catalog as soon as possible. On Instagram, we're happy to repost your performances, so if you learn anything from our catalog, share it with us and we'll share it with our followers. That's all, folks. This is Devin with HDpiano.com. Thanks for the hard work. We'll see you in the next video.